Hello everyone, how are you doing today? As you know, normally on a Friday I would sort of go somewhere and tell you what we are finding, if some new restaurant or hotel or whatever. As we've only just returned from Mallorca, I thought leave that out and tell you of how our trip was from Mallorca to Zurich. We started on Saturday. We took the ferry in Palma de Mallorca. We had a nice cabin. I mean, nothing luxurious or so, but I mean, you know, it was clean and it was okay. We had a shower and toilet. What more do you want? We arrived early in the morning in Barcelona. It was a really nice drive afterwards to France because there was absolutely no traffic, no cars, no lorries, no nothing. So that was really, really great. People sometimes ask me if I book everything in advance or if I just sort of sit in a car and drive somewhere. To be honest, 90% of where we go, we always do our research beforehand. And especially like the past Sunday, it was Mother's Day. So we thought we'd better book a nice restaurant for lunch somewhere along the French Riviera, which we did. And it was an absolutely fantastic restaurant in Saucette-les Pins. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, really, really magnificent. Another half-hour's drive, and then we were in Marseille. Marseille really has changed, and I think Marseille is really picking up. I mean, it's the second largest city in France, and it's got some magnificent buildings and some good things going on there. So I was really impressed. We stayed in one of these interconti hotels. It's something we normally don't do. We prefer the small little boutique design hotels. But the architecture of this hotel was just amazing. So we said, let's go and check it out, which was really, really a good idea to do so. The hotel, the location, absolutely top-notch. Very friendly staff. Can't complain. The room itself, well, it's what you expect from an interconti hotel. It had everything you needed, but the design was a bit of a mix match. But there was, how do I just say, it was like too many pieces of furniture. The roll top bathtub didn't really match with the contemporary furniture, and it looked like it was sort of like placed in afterwards. So it was a bit of a muddle. The terrace was fantastic with magnificent views. It was clean. The bed was comfy and we had a good night's sleep. In the morning, we wanted to make ourselves a coffee. And there was this coffee maker in the room. I tell you, I've never, the most disgusting coffee I've had for years. It was even worse than the regular you get in the States. Anyway, doesn't matter. In the evening, we went to Marseille. Most of the restaurants had already closed, sort of around 5 o'clock. And so it was a bit difficult to find something to eat. We didn't book anything this time. But we found a really, really nice little restaurant. And they were cooking in this really tiny space. And I was amazed of how they can cook in such a small space. And the food was magnificent. Anyway, next day, coffee, never mind. Okay, carry on. The next day, we were heading to Piedmont, and normally when we are in France in the Côte d'Azur, we like to go for lunch in Villefranche-sur-Mer. That is where I tried to learn French a couple of years back. I tell you, didn't learn any French, but I had a magnificent time. But we said we're going to have a big dinner in the evening, so we'll not stop in Villefranche-sur-Mer. We'll carry on straight to Italy. Once we arrived in Italy and we left the motorway, we saw lots of villages that were sort of really abandoned. They were like little ghost towns. Factories had been abandoned, houses were empty. The countryside was very bland and dried out, which sort of worried us a little bit. But carrying on, it got a little bit better, and suddenly Piero was getting a bit peckish, and you know what it's like, you know, if you get a little bit hungry, get a bit grumpy, so better stop somewhere and per coincidence, we were in the area of Barolo. So we stopped in Barolo, and it was really, really nice. I mean, there were hardly any tourists there because, I mean, this time of year, nobody really goes to Piedmont. So we stopped there, walked through the little town. At the end of the town, there was this nice little enoteca. We had some nice salami and cheese and grissini. And instead of red wine, 3 o'clock in the afternoon is for me too early for red wine. So we had this really nice sparkling wine from Barolo. Fantastic. Anyway, we had our little snack. Everybody was happy again. And we then headed on to Guerina. Beautiful little town on top of a hill. Very picturesque. Small little roads where you had to drive through. And on top was the Castello. Now, we were driving up and suddenly I looked behind and there was the Carabinieri following us. I'm thinking, strange. They followed us discreetly to the hotel, let us get out of the car, let's check in. And we then went to our room, everything was fine. And then when we came back to reception, the receptionist said, oh, it was the Carabinieri, they just wanted to check the papers and everything. They just found it strange that a car with Spanish number plates was driving around in Italy. Don't know what's strange about that, but there you go. The hotel, it was just a dream. It's to die for. I mean, it's one of those places you don't want to leave. The house, the grounds, the rooms, the cuisine, everything 5-star plus. They really spoiled us. Fantastic. The next day, unfortunately, we had to head further north to Zurich, where we are now. And I can really recommend this trip that we made. It was really, really fun to do. You could do it in like one night. You could like go on the ferry and the next morning drive straight through to Switzerland. Would be no big deal. But we like to take it a little bit more comfortable and spend another 2 nights. Next time we'll be going the other way around. We'll be heading down through France to Toulon. We'll take the ferry there, the Corsica ferries, to Alcudia and then back to Santa Ponza. All the details and restaurants and hotels, etc. you will find on designandtravel.guide, or if you prefer, you can just type in evelynrossi.com and also get the information. So I hope you'll enjoy that. On Monday, I'll not be able to do a video. We are moving to the Lake Constance area, so I won't be able to do a video. And don't forget, on Monday in Zurich, we are going to burn this little chap, and hopefully his head will explode very, very quickly, so that we will have a fantastic summer here in Switzerland. So, in the meantime, I wish you all a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you around. Bye!